Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. I've got Dr. Karen once again.
Hi.
And we are in for another session, a sit-down session. Do you want to say what today's topic is?
It's the #1 quality to look for in a romantic partner.
Ooh, don't we want to know the #1 quality to look for? I have no clue what it is.
Yeah.
But I want to guess.
Yes.
I want to guess.
Okay.
Does it have to do with them taking you as you are? No.
No, it does. Well,
Sort of. Not quite.
Sort of.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Like someone who allows you to be
there's
yourself.
an element of that in it.
Someone who allows you to be. Okay, anyway, but I obviously I'm not quite right, but I bet a lot of us want to know what that is.
Yeah.
Like, what is the one thing we should look for in a romantic partner? So what is it?
Okay, pretty much when you're in the dating world, because I always start with an intro, and some of the things I'm going to talk about I've done research on, because I don't want to come off as this relationship expert, because I'm not. But do I do research on it to make sure that I have facts? Yeah, I do. As you know, data is what drives me. So
She is Dr. Karen.
so I did research and threw out what I didn't think worked for our scene. And
Okay.
So in the dating world, you're processing a lot of information. You're trying to figure out if the person you are dating or thinking of dating is someone who you're emotionally ready for.
Right.
You also want to check. This is now self-checks.
Okay.
You always want to check if how attractive are you to a potential romantic partner, and I know those are questions you wonder.
Yeah.
And how will you know when you found the one? If
Right.
you believe in the one.
Yeah.
And another thing you also do is when you're evaluating your date, then you start to see how attracted are you to them, like really. Sometimes if you're looking at them, you're thinking, could this be someone I could build my life with?
Yeah.
And also, at the end of the day, is it someone who you can even go on a second date with? Because some of them you're on a first date and thinking,
Never.
I don't know.
Check please, thank you.
Yeah, who can call me now so I
Yeah.
can just leave, you know, as an emergency. So now there's a lot going on. You sit with all these things, and a lot of us come with checklists. And these checklists include, the perfect height, the perfect bank account, the perfect job.
Yeah.
All these things are the things that we have as our list as non-negotiables.
Right.
But at the end of the day, is that the thing that's going to have
Absolutely
a
not.
sustainable relationship? Those are great if you're looking for a hookup.
Yeah.
But
And they could be great add-ons too.
yeah,
Like,
they
you
could.
know,
They're a bonus.
yeah,
They're a
add-ons,
bonus
but
because you need to be attracted to
Yeah.
who you're dating. But I think once you start getting serious about it, those stop seeming so important.
Yeah.
And this one quality becomes the thing that you start to look for.
Okay.
And it's a quality that you can't find on their Bumble or Tinder profiles if you're on those.
Yeah.
It's a quality you can't see through their social media, but it's a quality that you can actually assess on your first date.
Jesus, I'm so ready. I'm so ready for what this is.
It is, and this is actually the one that shows long-term viability
Okay.
for future romance.
Okay.
What is it? Let me see. Should I tell you? No.
Yes! I'm dying to know. Seriously, what is it?
Okay, this thing is, and I learned this from someone called Dr. Alexandra Solomon, because there are many people who've talked about different things.
Yeah.
But this one person narrowed down to one quality, and it's called Relational Self-Awareness, and I'm using her actual words. And she describes it as the ability to take a curious stance vis-a-vis yourself. And I'm sure you're thinking, what kind of jargon is that?
Right.
So I'm going to narrow it down so that we're all relatable and understand. People who have relational self-awareness can do the following. So they can talk about their earlier relationships and relate them to what happens in their relationships today.
Yeah.
That's the #1 thing they can do. People who have relational awareness, self-awareness, can turn their attention inward and name their feeling as opposed to just acting out what they're feeling. Someone who has relational awareness is also someone who can view a relationship problem as, I had a part in it, but you also had a part in it.
Right.
So both of them. So they take ownership together.
Yeah.
It's not blaming. Someone who has relational awareness, this one's the hardest, is someone who can listen to feedback without getting defensive or running away. And even if they start to feel like they're about to get defensive and fight back for some feedback that they're getting, or they're about to run away, they are cued in enough to this fact that they stop themselves from doing it, and then sit back down and try and listen to what you're saying with an open heart and open mind. That's someone who has relational awareness. This one is the hardest. Because natural human instinct is fight or flight.
Fight or flight.
These are some things that we do.
Right.
Just, on our own, and it's the first thing we do. So trying to figure out whether we can do this last one is tricky.
Oh wow. I think for sure that is the hardest, but is the most impactful in a relationship. Because especially when things are great. Then when things go south, that's when you really need to hone in on these values or things that matter to you. And that includes sitting down, allowing someone to share what they have to share without being so defensive or walking away. That is the toughest thing.
That is the toughest thing. Because then you have to listen to weaknesses that you know you possess, but now hearing them from someone else.
It actually even takes me back to something my uncle once said. And this uncle of mine, we don't usually sit down and he's like, let me give you relationship advice. But it was one of the best pieces of advice I've ever gotten from anyone about a relationship. And he was just basically saying that in an argument, we often are quick to see that it's, them putting blame on me, or them saying that I didn't do something right, or them saying that it's, but you have to change your perspective and see it as, and try and ask yourself, this thing, this moment, this tiff, this argument, is it about me or is it about them? And so if we were in a relationship, for instance, and you were telling me like, why do you keep going out? It pisses me off all the time. And I'm like, I just want to go out. Let me be with my friends. But in that moment, I should stop and see, this is about Karen. Karen is saying that she may be saying that I'm going out too much, but what she's really saying is she wants time with me. She feels alone, or she feels neglected when I choose to spend time with my friends and not with her. I don't know if that's the same thing, but it just took me back to...
It has elements of it in there. And
it took me back to...
No, it does have elements of it, and I think that was great advice, because of course there's no single right way to have a relationship or to figure out what's right for you and what's going to work for you. But again, now going back to relational self-awareness, there are two things that you need to look out for when you're dating or about to date someone, and if you're looking for someone who has long-term potential. So number one is watch their stimulus and response process. This means that our days are filled with moments which are stimuli, and what we do is we end up choosing a response to the stimuli, and that's how we operate. So notice on a date, notice how your date responds to inevitable awkward moments. Some of these are, let me give examples. If you're going out for dinner, you've gone out for dinner, and you order food, everything's going well, but when the waiter brings the entree or the starter, it's the wrong one, right? Or another awkward, inevitable moment could be you're driving together and then someone cuts you off. Surprise, surprise, I'm sure my tata has done that all the time. So just those are now painted two scenarios. Another one is maybe you're at Carrefour or wherever else you shop together, and you're in line and the cashier is either taking a very long time or the cashier forgets to give you a receipt. Now think of those three scenarios that are painted and try and see now where I'm going to go with this. Now, when stuff hits the fan, you need to know that this is how humans respond. They either fight, which means they get loud, they blame, or they demand. The second one that people do is they decide to flee. Someone who flees is not necessarily literal fleeing. It's where someone decides to shut down, or to feel embarrassed about the situation and start apologizing for something they haven't done, or again, maybe actually to physically run away. Now it's time to go to the bathroom and leave the situation. Another thing that someone who's fleeing would do is this is someone who allows himself to get walked all over. So like now if the entree comes or the starter comes, they say no, it's fine, I'll just eat it. That's a fleeing. Now the last one is, and this is the one now where you observe where someone has relational self-awareness, do they study the moment? And studying the moment means that they've assessed the situation, something has happened. Then when the way they're going to assess the situation is that they pause, gather themselves, put it together, and then find out a way to stand up for themselves without putting another person down. Those are there are two ways that are very instinctive. Just like before I mentioned, fight or flight is instinctive. But is the third one instinctive? No. Does it show relational self-awareness? Yes.
And can you learn that?
You can learn it, but it's conscious. It is a conscious thing. You have to, it's something you have to do consciously. Not everyone just doesn't think So we're trained, or it's innate in us to fight for what we believe in, or to say, you know, this is mine, it's my right, I'm paying for it. So you have to pull yourself back from something like that.
Right.
So if you are on a date and you watch this person and they can pause, pull in their emotions, rein them in, and then handle the situation in a way that doesn't berate or put down someone, that one has high relational self-awareness. Now, why is this important in a relationship? Because you're thinking, this is to do with other people, so what does that have to do with me? Well, these 3 scenarios are where someone's done something odd and they have disagreed with it, or it's messed up what they were planning to do. At some point, that will be you.
Right.
You're bound at some point, if you're dating someone, you're 2 totally different personalities. You're bound at some point to annoy them,
disappoint
them, maybe start to irritate them, or you might do something that they think is weird. How are they going to deal with you? Are they going to fight? Meaning, are they going to blame you for something you've done? Are they going to flee? Meaning they'll walk away when you're in the middle of stuff, heavy stuff. Or are they going to stop in the moment, assess the situation, then calmly tell you, could we please talk about what just happened? Let's sit down together and solve this. That's why it's important to know how someone treats others, because it's bound to happen to you. Don't go ahead with your blinders on, thinking,
like, oh no, they're just like that too. Tattoo drivers. You know how annoying my tattoo drivers are.
Exactly. Or but even and then you're actually now you're giving them a pat on the back for that behavior. And even the people there's some girls who get really, he's so tick all the situation. When the guy brings the wrong food and they're like, take this back, I can't believe you brought this, why don't you find someone else who can. I'm always very wary of people who berate waiters. And I'm going to say I judge. I do judge you, because then I just realize, whoa. Okay, if you treat them like that, when's my turn? So even with friends, I watch and see how you treat a waiter. I watch and see how you treat someone in your house. I watch and see how you do that, because to me, that's a reflection of who you are. That's you, because you're in the moment and you had that moment and you were caught off guard and you showed me the real you. So even if you rein it in and say, no, I've already noticed what you just did. So when's my turn?
Attention.
Whether I'm a girlfriend or a friend. Another second thing to look for, which is still under relational self-awareness, is think about how they talk about their past relationships.
Okay.
This one's important.
Okay.
Because someone who, and a way you can get a clue of whether someone has relational self-awareness is pay attention to how they talk about the relationships, pay attention to how they portray their previous partner.
Okay.
And this is important because someone who doesn't have relational self-awareness will put blame on that person. And they will always play the role of the victim. And it was their fault, and if they didn't do this, we wouldn't have done this. It's always about blame. It's never about I played a role too, and that's why we're not together. So always watch that to see, because at some point, if you do not end up together, you're the next one who caused their sadness and their emotional toil. It's just, you ruined them. But why is it always about someone else? So watch that as well.
Oh wow.
Someone who has relational self-awareness will walk in and paint the love story the way it is and say, maybe we just weren't ready as a team, or maybe I wasn't ready to commit in the way that they wanted me to, or both of us had a role to play in the end. But they'll also say, I learned, we had this relationship, it was great while it lasted, it ended and that's sad, but I learned something from it. That's high relational self-awareness. So those are the things to look for when you're dating someone for the first time. Relational self-awareness. There are 2 parts to it. Keep those in mind. Check how someone deals when a situation is thrown at them. Because during the first date is when you'll know whether you're going to go on the second one or not. So stay in tune with those.
And even if it doesn't appear on the first date, if it appears on the 3rd or 4th, or 5th, just believe it. When it happens. So just take notes.
Exactly. Keep in mind that if someone talks about their ex in a way that is still, and maybe even they're good friends, that's high relational self-awareness. Because a lot of people, when they're done, and it's this victim, I'm annoyed. But there's some people who remain friends and realize we don't work as a team in a relationship, but you know, they're my friend and now we're just friends and can handle it that way. That's high relational self-awareness. And if they can talk to their ex or talk about their ex in a way that paints that it wasn't all their fault, that's high. And the second one, of course, is always check how they operate in awkward situations. Those are the main ones. And
those are lessons. Like, I've learned so much today.
So those are the two main things that you can make during a first date. Of course, there are many others, and of course, humans are not cut and paste. So I'm sure there'll be many others. Many people may have opinions of other things that may not have been said. But I zoned in on those two because those ones really had an impact on me and made sense in a lot of scenarios. And those came from Dr. Alexandra Solomon, who I thought was amazing. She's a clinical psychologist who deals with relationship advice. And if you have any issues with that, find out from her. Maybe she'll step aside from working with Oprah.
Oh, okay. And, just throw the O-bomb in there.
No, she
knows what she's doing. And again, it's not like this is for, like you said, cut and paste. It's not like perfect, but it's a good start. And it's something that I don't know if I'd have been aware of. But you know who I think has high relational self-awareness? Claire from House of Cards. Do you know? I just think she never is reactive, or she's never like, she just pauses, she's so poised, and she'll just be like, she'll look at you and I don't know, maybe I just love her for other reasons. Like, she's just this perfect human being. She's so put together. But you know, that's really great, and I think it's something that we can all strive to be better at. Thank you, Dr. Karen. And as usual, we'll see you guys very, very soon with our next topic. If you have any questions or ideas, suggestions on what you'd like to watch, leave it in the comments below. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, and we will see you very, very soon.
Bye. Take care.
Bye.
Bye. Wow.
High relational self-awareness. Do you know, I think I really shout at my tattoo drivers. I feel so bad. I just confessed. I don't know if I'm great at this. Yo, I need to learn.